Hi, welcome to Meet the Candidates. I'm Dee Dee Carney, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing Miss Renee Boston Hill. How are you, Renee?
I'm doing quite well today, and thank you so much for taking your time to do this for me, Dee Dee.
Oh, sure. And tell us what position you're running for.
I'm running for the mayor of Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay,
Okay,
great. Great.
early voting starts October 16th, which is very close, and then the general election is November the 5th.
That's right. Be here before we know it.
That's right.
So tell me a little bit about who is Renee Boston Hill.
Well, Renee Boston Hill has been here for quite a while, so there's a lot that makes who I am today the perfect person for the job in Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay.
I am a mother, I'm a wife, and today I became the 16th time a grandmother.
Great.
Okay, I'm fortunate to have my mother still living, who's 91 now, so longevity runs very long in our family.
Good.
I was educated, I'm the second oldest of 5 children, educated up in New York. I was born in Harlem, raised in Brooklyn, and about 12 years ago, or a little more than that, I came to North Carolina for the first time to visit my husband Calvin, his family, and he's originally from Martin County.
Okay.
So that's how we got to Greenville. Everything they wanted to do, and from this little town called Piney Woods, they kept coming to Greenville. And when we finally got to Greenville, that's when I say, oh, well, I can't live in Piney Woods, but I could live in Greenville.
Right. Okay.
They have people here, they have lights, and we have a
Right.
college and a hospital.
Right.
And so we decided, well, maybe we will, because we were looking to leave New York. That was going to be a definite. Where we were still questioning. And coming to Greenville, we said we could do this.
Okay, good, good. Well, I think Greenville's a good sized city, and
yeah.
we do have some wonderful resources here. So you made a great choice.
Yes.
Welcome. And you know what I first noticed about you all, because Greenville is just the right size that people still do notice when newcomers are in the area. And when I first met you and your husband or saw you all at an event, I was very impressed at how you just jumped in and went to work. You didn't just, come to town and sit back and look at TV every day and stay at home. I mean, you got engaged, I think, from day one almost.
Oh, pretty much. We got involved with, as a matter of fact, there was a candidate who was running, and we didn't know anybody. And she asked if we would help her with her campaign.
Okay.
And so we said, okay, we didn't know, because whenever you see one, you see the other.
Right.
Calvin and we're always together. So we said this will give us something to do,
Yeah.
and it'll give us an opportunity to meet people. But I will like to say that what I did up in New York, okay, because when we came down, Calvin was retired,
Okay.
and I wasn't yet retired, and but I didn't work down here. But I do have over 30 years of experience in health administration.
Oh.
I worked in the hospitals, practically all the municipal hospitals up in New York, working my way to be a director of finance, a hospital controller.
Okay.
So I do have a good background in finance, working and understanding how things flow financially,
Good.
understanding that how bills have to get paid and how supplies need to be ordered, and also payroll and just the whole gamut in finance. I had all those areas reporting to me at one period of a time.
Good.
Worked over 10 years in budget managing and making sure that the hospital had the resources it need in order to pay the bills and pay the staff.
Okay, good. And it sounds like good experience with a big organization.
Oh.
So similar to like running a city, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess that brings me to my next question is, what made you run for mayor?
Well, there's there's a lot of things. Okay, I had wanted to run for a position before this time.
Okay.
And I made a choice not to go ahead in that position. And then something happened here that kind of like made me say that I'm always in complaint about things that are going on. And when you're in complaint, the best thing to do is to make a change, to get involved.
Right.
And if you want to see a change, you have to be part of that change you want to see. So I felt a little there was a chant, there was something, a visit we had here in Greenville that kind of like disturbed me, particularly when somebody was saying, go back, or you're not welcome here, go back. And I remember in high school, I went to a high school that was in a neighborhood that didn't really welcome us children being bused in there. And that was the chant that they used to say to us. And it really resonated with me that, you know, like it was very hurtful hearing someone say, get out of my town, or you don't belong here.
Right.
And I was born here,
Right.
and I felt very much a part. So that offense brought that up to me. And I'm saying everyone should always be welcomed. And if they're here, they should be made to feel welcome. So that was one of the things that made me decide that we need to have some change here in Greenville. When I saw, and they did what they had to do. I guess if I was the mayor and the president was coming, I would be there. But when you see your local and the state legislators making chants like that, it's very offensive to me. And so I said, well, I can do better than this.
Right, right.
And it made me decide at the very last minute to jump in and to run for mayor.
Okay, good. I think I probably almost know the answer to this, but as far as Greenville's growth and keeping up with it, what would you say? I mean, how fascinated or how much attention have you been paying to that?
Well, I've been paying major attention because there were things that attracted me to Greenville when I made that big decision in my life to move away from my family and friends and to come down here, not knowing anyone in Greenville.
Right.
And there was a coziness. Everybody said hello, which is not done in New York. Nobody speaks. And so just the warmth that I felt.
Okay.
And I find, and that was another reason why I decided that I wanted to hold on to some of the things that brought me here to Greenville. I see that we're starting to lose those things as we grow. And I feel that people should always feel welcome. They should always feel a part of. And there's no matter how large Greenville gets, we should always be comfortable moving around. And I started not feeling that comfort anymore.
Okay, okay. So tell me a little bit about your platform.
Well, my platform, okay, to start off with, is that I've watched the industry grow. I've watched jobs and companies come in here to Greenville. And one of the things that I see happens to certain people is that they're not making that living wage. So I would like to encourage that when we invite new companies into here, that they are not just for profit, but they're also for paying people living wages, that they commit coming in. If we're going to give them business here, that they commit to us that they're going to change the quality of life for the residents that are here in Greenville. So I'm for making and having people have a living wage. Also, one of the things is that a lot of times certain communities, they don't have transportation, all right? For various reasons, they lose their license. Maybe they can't afford to pay tickets, so their license are then gone. And I'm about having a mass transit system developed here, and that's one of my passions. And one of the things that I'm going to be working strong about is building a decent mass transit where we don't have people standing out in the sun for hours. We know what time the buses are going to get there. And not only do we have to go down to the main port, but we also find ways that we can move people quickly around the city, not taking hours to get to a destination. I want people to be able to get to jobs. And if we're going to have these jobs, we need to make sure that the companies are not letting workers out at 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning, telling them to get there at 4. Because if a family member, if they don't have transportation and they want to pay their fines, they have to have a job, and they have to be able to get to those jobs. So, so we need to make sure that these companies work with transit in order to bring people to and from their companies. I really feel that all people want to work, but we have to do more to get them to have access to the jobs.
True. Okay, great. Transparency, how important is that to you, and how would you incorporate that into your administration?
Well, I would always have, as the mayor, when I'm the mayor, I will have all my meetings in a public forum.
Okay.
Okay, I would not have any little rooms where people go and meet, where they can discuss ordinances that can change the lives of people in Greenville, North Carolina. So transparency is that I let people know. One of the things that I feel that as Greenville is growing is that the mayor position should be a full-time position. And as a retired person that has nothing but time, I would devote myself to the city of Greenville because I have no special interest. I have no one pulling me in any kind of way. I'm an independent person working to serve the people, which is what I've been doing since I've been here for 12 years. Be an independent person and be a full-time mayor and have town hall meetings so that I'm connected and with my people.
Okay.
Any town hall meeting that I would have, I most definitely would make sure that all the council people were there, all right? And if I invite you into my home to come to a meeting like this, then I think it's important that I stay around to hear the concerns of the people.
Great. Okay. Are you familiar with the Horizon Plan that the city has done?
Yes, I was not on the board, okay, but I did go to a couple of those meetings.
Okay.
I saw the plans and the designs that they were doing, and I thought, I took time. I thought it was important for me as a person living here to see what the city, in the direction that it was going. So I am familiar with the Horizon Plan.
Okay, and do you know how annexation fits in with that?
I know that annexation is something, and I've even witnessed that also at a city council meeting. But annexation is when they take over or they add things to the plan. And it might not necessarily have been something that the city or the planners saw in part of their plan, but now new things have happened and new interests are taking hold, and this is how they decide to incorporate that as part of the plan. So I do know that with annexation, I was at a city council meeting, as a matter of fact, and I could not believe how many residents came out and spoke. And I could not believe, again, that they all said, and I believed some of the things that they were saying, why they felt it was important to put a hold on the annexation. And it was voted that they would move ahead. So it just lets you know where the interest lies.
Right. Yeah. I think I remember that meeting. Yes. So tell me how you expect to improve the quality of living in Greenville.
Well, one of the things is that how can we get companies and businesses to start to pay people a living wage? All right. Also, how do we get companies that are these developers that are making and building, how do we get them to feel that why not invest in low-income housing? That's part of the issues, that they feel that they are not going to get those big dollars as the same as when they build these big houses. But however, if people, and I'm a leader with a passion, that I have a feeling for people, that if we can just get some developers in here who feel for people and understand that everybody wants to have decent housing, then we can get some people to invest in low-income housing. I believe that all these developers, that if they mix the property, where they mixed it with some low-income, middle-income, and high-income, the land is large enough that it wouldn't hurt to do low-income and mix it with some higher income of those multi-million-dollar homes.
I'm sure in the 12 years that you've been here, you've noticed the prices are steadily going up, especially rentals in this area. It's getting to be quite an issue, I would say. So I'm glad you have a passion for affordable housing. So what are your plans on day one?
Well, day one, I'm really very serious about the transit. I have a passion for that. I do know that we have transit, we have a bus system, and we have the university, which has been growing by leaps and bounds. They have a system. I will say that the only way I could get to college in New York is if I rode the trains with people, with the people in the community. And if I rode the buses, then we all got along and we were all able to mix the transit and people were able to move around. Mass transit is so important because some people don't even go to the doctors because they can't get to their doctor's appointments. They can't get to the schools.
Right.
I know people who maybe had to drop out of school because of just transportation. And it's so important that if Greenville is going to grow, that they invest in transportation. And it would even benefit the uptown, downtown area. With the parking that they have down there, so many people would probably get on a bus and go downtown and not have to worry about trying to find a park down in that area.
Right.
So definitely park. And then also, how do we prepare for the future with jobs? If we think that retail stores are going to be around forever, when online shopping is becoming such a big deal, how do we prepare our market or our people to be ready when they have to go into these new jobs? Even in the warehouses, when robots are taking over, we need to train people to move on to the next level and not keep them there. So that means that we have to make sure that our community colleges find a way not only to bring students in, but to find a way to make sure that any outliners that could stop them from getting that degree or that training is removed from their lives. So we need to start thinking more green. All right, we need to make sure that we have jobs, green jobs that are going to be futuristic for us, that we start to plan to get clean air, that we want to make sure that our waters stay clean, and that we have a healthy environment, not only for myself, but for my grandchildren and my children that we'll be leaving behind one day.
Sure.
So we need to work on green jobs. We need to make sure that our universities stay abreast to what they can do to this community to be able to meet the needs for the future.
Okay, good. So campaign-wise, how are things going?
Well, I would say things are going great. I mean, it's a lonely world out there. That's what I can say.
Well, could you use some more help? Do we want to ask people to get in touch with you if you need volunteers to help work the polls? Or?
Well, I definitely need people to help us with the polls, okay? I definitely need people with helping with canvassing, putting out signs. We're getting our signs out there. And I can only say I have to give, if I did not have a Calvin Boston Hill, let me just say that.
Right.
If I didn't have my sidekick, I don't know where I would be.
Right.
But we're a team, and we're supporting each other. And he's definitely has my back in supporting me with this. But to get people and other people to help us, it would be fabulous. We're doing, but might be taking a break, but we're trying to work through this. We are going to be doing, we have been doing, as a matter of fact, phone banking every Thursday at the Gold Post Cafe. Last night we made over 600 calls.
Wow.
And every week we're making 500 and more calls, and we really made a record. So we're getting my name out there. People are saying they want signs. We are getting people to say maybe that they might have voted a certain way. Number one, they're listening to us on the phone, and they're liking what we say. They're liking my platform, and they're standing behind me. So I can't ask for any more than that. I will be having a fundraiser. I hope I can say that. But if anybody knows James Brown and friends, come October 25th, I'll be having a fundraiser at the Gold Post Cafe.
Oh, good.
Okay, and I'm looking forward to that, because that will get us over that last hump to be able to get to the end, to November 5th, where I'm the mayor of Greenville.
All right, all right. So how do people get in touch with you if they do want to help? Are you, do you have social media presence?
Oh, I'm on all the social media. I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I have Instagram. I do have a person managing my social media.
Okay.
And and I do have a website. And okay, let's see if I can see that here. But if you just Google Renee number 4.
Okay.
GreenvilleMayor.com, it'll bring you into all my different various platforms.
Okay.
But I would like to say that I believe in Greenville, and I want everyone to believe in Renee. I believe that we should be one community, one city, and I am a leader with passion.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Renee Boston Hill, for coming in today on Meet the Candidates. I think people have gotten to know you a little better, and much success in your run. And I admire anybody that puts themselves out there to even run for political office these days, because it's grueling work.
Yes.
And I think I just heard last night that there's a candidates forum coming up. Have you heard that?
There are quite a few.
Okay.
Some of them I do have conflicts.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm informing as I hear about them, because
Okay.
everybody waits to the last minute.
Right.
And sometimes you just can't change your plans. But I'm hoping that the things that I'm doing will get my name, continue to get my name out there. People will have an opportunity to meet with me, and I will make myself as available as I can. But
Okay.
there will be some dates that I will not be making. There
Right.
are going to be some major ones that I want to be there, but I'll do my best.
Right. Well, I heard a really important one to me and a couple of groups that I'm involved in is the National Panhellenic Candidates Forum on the 24th, I believe, of October.
I will be there for that one.
Yes, thank you. All right, good. All right. Well, anything, last comments you want to make to the audience?
Vote November 5th. Early voting starts October the 16th. I am your mayor of the choice. You will not be disappointed. I will be as transparent, and I will work for you, the people. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been Meet the Candidates with Mrs. Renee Boston Hill, running for mayor of the city of Greenville. Thank you.